What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shooky from Shook Earth Media, and today we're talking about The Last of Us TV show and Pedro Pascal's recent interview where he talked about his experience playing the game and the fact that he didn't play the whole thing. And I kind of want to talk about a lot of the backlash against this, I guess you could say, and just clear up some what I feel are misconceptions about how actors approach the material. So, in this interview here, I don't believe this is the original source, but we have quotes here from GQ, it looks like. He tried to play the game, he played it for a bit, but he doesn't have skills at gaming, he's not a gamer, and then he watched his nephew play it for a bit on one particular day, and then he had to get on an airplane and leave, so he didn't get to see the whole thing. But he was impressed by the game and liked the visual experience, but he didn't want to imitate the performance in the game from Troy Baker, and he wanted to distance himself a little bit from it. Now, a lot of people that I saw on the YouTube review type of channel, a lot of people are saying, oh, this is a sign, it's not going to be faithful to the games, it's not going to be a true representation, it's not going to be respectful to the fans. And I just want to say that all of his statements here do not demonstrate that at all. Now, I just want to give it a little caveat. I love The Last of Us, the first one. The second one, I didn't care for the story. The gameplay was okay. The story, I didn't care for at all. We can get into that I think that's a separate video. I'd love to do a video about my pitch for my pitch for Last of Us 2 and a Last of Us trilogy. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll make that a separate video at some point. But I'm thinking about covering this show. We'll see if you guys are interested in hearing about this show from me. But I just want to say I'm skeptical if the show is going to be good because I like the first game. I didn't like the second one. And I'm curious to see if they'll go through the same story beats and everything. I have a feeling it's going to be different, but they have the writer-director from the game working on the show. So is it going to be faithful? I think it's going to be different, but I think it will be its own artistic vision. So in a way, I respect that they brought the original creator on. I mean, he made the first game. I love the first game. So there's a good chance it might be great. So I'm not going to write it off right now. And we know it's going to be bigger budget than The Walking Dead. So at the very least, we're going to get some great zombie action. And you guys know I'm here for that. So back to the topic of this video. I don't think it means anything that he didn't play the game, okay? Pedro Pascal, for those who don't know, he was in Game of Thrones. He got his eyes gouged out by the mountain, okay? This guy, do you think he read every single novel in A Song of Ice and Fire before taking that role? No, nor should he, okay? He's an actor, right? He gets a script. He has to know his lines, okay? He has to take direction from the people with the creative vision. The directors are the ones in charge of the vision. They have to be able to take what the actor does and refine it and create this character. It's a collaborative process, something that they work on together. I think the director is the one that has to have knowledge of the original game, has to know how the story plays out, and has to have that overarching vision, and it's on the director to be faithful. It is not on the actor to be faithful. Now, if he wanted to play the games to do research, totally. And it says here that he did. He did try to play the game, and then he watched his nephew play it. Honestly, that's as good as you're going to get. You don't need to play the game yourself to get the story. I genuinely believe that you don't. So, saying that, I mean, do you really think that every actor in Lord of the Rings read the full trilogy before taking the role? No, they didn't, okay? I guarantee you that Peter Jackson didn't even think to read the full trilogy until he decided to do it. I don't know that for a fact, but you know what? It's not a necessity to have actors know the background of whatever they're playing, okay? So another example would be The Walking Dead. We talk about The Walking Dead a lot on this channel. I guarantee you that a lot of the actors, I guarantee you Lauren Cohan, maybe she read a couple of the comics, I guarantee you she didn't read the whole thing. Nor should she have to. It's not essential. And in fact, it might actually be distracting because there are differences. This story will be different. And if they wanted to have the exact same performance from the original, they could have cast Troy Baker. You know, I don't. I mean, maybe he would have needed to bulk up a little bit, but other than that, I mean, he's a great actor. There's no reason why they couldn't have cast him, but they decided to go a different direction because they like what Pedro Pascal brings, and it's on the director to make sure that this is a faithful adaptation. So I just wanted to come on and say that no, actors do not need to experience every hour of the game on their own in order to be a faithful performance. They don't need that at all. They have the script. The script and the directing are what determines how faithful this adaptation is. It has very little to do with the actor's prior knowledge, you know. Now, he wants to distance himself from it. He wants to give his own take on the character, and I think that actually makes sense. There was an interview with Henry Cavill that he was talking about The Witcher, and he said that he had a different vision than he ended up going with at first. He didn't originally want to do the deep voice. He didn't want to feel like he was copying the voice actor from the video game. Now, it ended up that he came on set and ended up doing that voice anyway, and maybe it would have actually been a little bit different if he hadn't played the games and had his own interpretation of the character. Maybe it would have been better, maybe. I don't know. I think it was a faithful performance to the games, but, you know, maybe if it was its own entity, it would be a different thing. Now, I don't think that actors have that much influence on the script and the directing. So, ultimately, the fact he didn't play the games himself is not, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm still skeptical if the show's going to be as good as I want it to be, but that remains to be seen, and I think it has very little to do with how much of the original game that Pedro Pascal played. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit me with the like if you like. Sub if you want to see more Last of Us content. If we get a lot of views on this video, I'll probably end up covering this show. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear from you. Hit the sub button, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.